Catfish and Toad, the second story. The rich catfish was suffering so much in jail. The wife catfish bribed the jailer and came to see her husband. The husband catfish said to his wife,
"Dear, you have to get me out of this place. If I stayed any longer, I would surely die."
The wife catfish went to see an elder catfish. "Oh, please help us. My husband is almost dead. Please save his life." The elder catfish said,
"Don't worry. You just prepare something nice to bribe the magistrate with."
The wife catfish followed the elder catfish to the magistrate's office. The elder catfish pleaded,
"Sir, you seem to have misunderstood the catfish. Please think it over."
The magistrate saw the bribe the wife catfish brought and changed his mind.
"No need to worry. I'll have this case re-examined."
The magistrate ordered the eel secretary to reopen the case. The eel went to the pond with the elder catfish. There was already a big feast going on by the pond. Of course, the feast had been arranged by the wife catfish. In the middle of the feast, the elder catfish whispered to the wife catfish,
"Quickly go back home and release the tadpoles."
Soon, the tadpoles began to swim in the pond. The drunken eel secretary saw them and said,
"Oh, they have fins and tails. They must be the catfish couple's babies."
The eel secretary returned to the office and reported to the magistrate.
"I saw them with my own eyes. Those tadpoles have wide faces, and their fins and tails look exactly the same as the catfish's. If they are the toad's babies, they should have 4 legs, but those tadpoles don't have any legs."
The magistrate got furious and called the husband toad.
"How dare you deceive me? You all listen. Throw that toad in jail immediately."
The officials who had been bribed by the rich catfish didn't do anything to help the toad. The husband toad ended up in jail. The wife toad went to see her husband in jail and began to wail. Her husband tried to calm her down and said,
"Your crying won't do anything to get me out of these fetters. Go back home and try to think up some ideas."
The wife toad began a long journey to look for someone who could help her husband. One day, the wife toad met Mr. Frog.
"Why the long face?"
The wife toad told Mr. Frog about everything that had happened to her family. Mr. Frog laughed out loud and said,
"Don't worry. Grandpa Frog can solve this problem."
The wife toad went to see Grandpa Frog. Grandpa Frog was a learned man. He had been helping many poor folks. The wife toad told Grandpa Frog about her husband's situation. Grandpa Frog asked when the tadpoles had been born. Hearing Mrs. Toad's answer, Grandpa Frog counted the days. Then he clapped his hands and said,
"Not to worry. If the birth date is correct, the tadpoles' tails will disappear tomorrow."
Mrs. Toad and Grandpa Frog went to the pond together. But there were only white eggshells floating on the water. Grandpa Frog smiled and said,
"Don't worry. Go back home and wait."
The next day, the wife toad went to the pond again. Ripples began to appear on the quiet surface of the water. And some things started to stick their heads out of the water.
"Mom!"
They were her baby toads with their legs now, but without tails. The mother toad and her babies hugged each other and shed tears of joy. The mother toad and her baby toads went to see the magistrate.
Sir, please look at these young ones and judge whose babies they are.
The magistrate finally realized the truth. He punished his men who had taken bribes from the catfish. The catfish couple who had lied were punished too. They were flogged 100 times and put in jail. They regretted their wrongdoing, but it was too late. Sometime later, the catfish couple got out of jail only to be banished far away from their home. From then on, the catfish couple lived only in a dark place covered in mud. The toad couple gave a feast to which they invited Grandpa Frog. They also invited their neighbors, that is, the carp, the yellowtail, and the perch. They apologized to the toad couple for not telling the truth to the magistrate. The toad couple smiled and forgave their neighbors. The baby toads danced around, laughing merrily.